Hady Ghoneim, you're a martial artist, a competitor and instructor based out of St. John's, Newfoundland. You immigrated from Egypt in 2017. You fell in love with Newfoundland. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You're aspiring to compete and win the world championship for the province of Newfoundland. You'll be the first Egyptian salt beef
Probably. That's me.
to win the world championships. You're currently on Team Canada, and you're a four-time national Canadian champion, and you recently won the North American Kickboxing Championships. Awesome, man.
Not bad for a skipper. Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, not bad.
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, how did you get started in kickboxing?
Well, first thing I've started was MMA, mixed martial arts, and martial arts in general. I was fat as fuck. I was like overweight, and I was bullied in school and stuff like that. Had low self-esteem and confidence, and I wanted to lose weight, and I wanted to change my life. And I was like, I'm sick of this. I want to improve my life and choose to be healthier and better and stronger. So I started going to the gym first, lifting weights. That didn't really help as much. And then I seen a movie, a martial arts movie. It was called 𝐃𝐨𝐽, and it was about this guy who's in the prison, who's fight his way out of prison, and he does that through martial arts. And I just seen the masculinity and what can martial arts do to you, be able to protect yourself and have really good body and have good mindset and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to be like this guy, I want to be athletic. I want to be like strong. I want to be able to defend myself and fight my way out of life, and I started training. I went to a martial arts gym next to my grandma's house, and I signed up and just fell in love with the sport, with the martial arts. I not only I lost weight, I became good at it, and I was like, okay, well, this seems like it's good, and I started like putting more effort into it, and started competing back home in Egypt, and like whenever my coach would go or take a vacation or something, like I would lead the team, although I was like younger and stuff like that. So it was just it was a way for me to fight and to get in better shape, to have better mental health, and to be able to protect myself, and that's how it all started back home in Egypt.
Awesome. Do you think being bullied kind of drove you to excel?
100%, 100%. Yeah. In the beginning, I used it to, in spite of others. I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna do this to show you. I'm gonna do this to prove to you or whatever. Or I'm gonna do this. Like it was kind of extrinsically motivated to do things in life, prove things to people. But the older I got and the more competitions I won, I've realized that it's not about others. It's about yourself. It's about the journey within and the journey itself. So as much as I can now, I change my perspective. It's like, okay, and instead of like I'll prove to you or this or that, it's just like I want to do this. I like this. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. So definitely bullying catapulted me to this journey and pushed me forward. But I don't use it as my fuel anymore, because when you use something like that as fuel, you're full of rage and full of anger all the time, and that for the naked eye could seem like it's a good idea for a fighter, but it's not good to be full of rage and full of anger and use that as motivation. You got to find some other perspective in life to use it as motivation to keep doing what you're doing, because it's just gonna eat you inside if you use fuel, if you use anger and spite as a fuel.
Yeah, I've heard before that it's not good to be emotional in fights, especially on the level you're at. Did you find that there's a concept of like no mind, where you kind of relax and you can react faster? Did you notice that you kind of upped in your experience and success once you could quit the rage and kind of focus more?
Yes, definitely inside the fights, but also like outside the fights is the biggest battle. Like to go to hop in the ring and do a 6 minute fight with 1 minute in between each round. It might seem that this is but the process is so long before that. It's the preparation. It's the daily struggle of like getting your food on track and sleeping early and not going downtown and not like going partying all the time and stuff like that. Like I love people. I'm a very sociable person. Like I love going out dancing. Like I don't really drink or do anything like that, but I love just going out and partying and stuff like that. So this is the real battle. Like being on track with your food, with your sleep, with your constant daily training, and this is the real process. The fight is the easy part, and I know to people it might seem like it's not, but fighting is the most fun part of it. And the hardest part is to make weight, is to be ready, is to be conditioned, is to have like your cardio on point. This is up to that point. This is the hardest point, and then but once you're there, once you do the weight, once like everything, and you're ready to fight, this is the fun part. This is the easy part. So as you said, like the the process to get there, this is where I use that for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, I mean, especially with young boys, bullying is like such a real part of life.
Yeah.
If you could give advice to a kid now that's being bullied, what would it be?
Yeah, man, that's tough. It's it's unfortunately, no matter what you do, it scars you for life, man. Bullying is really bad, and a lot of kids go through it. I went through it, and I just I would say, like, stand up for yourself and choose choose to be strong, choose to be powerful and influential, and don't succumb to weakness, and yeah, stand up for yourself. I remember one of the major turn points in my life is I was like 26, 27, like way long before all the bullying was done in school. I reached out to a friend of mine who used to bully me in school, and I have him on Facebook, and he's actually, like, it's funny, he's a neurosurgeon now. He's a brain surgeon now back in Egypt, and he's a really good dude. But back in the day, he used to bully me, and I reached out to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I just want to tell you that what you did for me, like back in the day, and all the bullying verbally and physically and stuff, like it scarred me for life, and it's really affected my mental health. And I struggled for years with body dysmorphia. I struggled with years with anxiety because of what you and other people did to me. And I would like if you apologize to me. I would like if you apologize to me for what you did to me." And he's like, "Oh my God, Hady, I'm so sorry. I was just the same thing. I was bullied and abused too, and it's just a circle. And I wasn't. We were all dumb kids and this and that. And look at you now. I'm so proud of you." I'm like, "Man, I'm so proud of you. You're a fucking neurosurgeon. Like you're doing amazing, And he's like, "Yeah, but like, look at you, whatever, blah blah blah." But when I did that, I felt like I stood up for myself. I stood up for my child in me. I stood up for my younger self. I stood up for the young Hady that was being bullied, and it's kind of it felt so good. It felt like taking reparations and taking like um, standing up for my young self. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
that was one of the reasons. Honestly, I got over all this shit because it's like I stood up for my child in me and the young Hady in me. So yeah, standing up for yourself, man, and choosing to be strong and choosing to be healthy, and that might not stop it, but that would help for sure. Like, and the stronger you are, the less people want to fuck with you.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was a fat kid in the 90s when I was a little boy, and I also got a lot of bullying for it. And it does stick with you.
Yeah,
but it's great that you got closure. That's huge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, closure. So a lot of people don't get to get that, but if you can get that, especially like now, if you're older or whatever, and you have these people and you know them, and it's all best coin now, like you still like, if you can get closure, or if you can stand up for the child in you, or stand up for the younger self, like that would make you feel a lot better.
It says a lot too that you can call them friend.
Mm.
Like you're like, I
Mm.
reach out to my friend.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I realized, man, I was like, we're all like some way or another fucked up, and we're all like, we like not like there's a lot of people who are good people at heart, but just they do stupid things sometimes or whatever. And when I reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, like it was like I was being abused, and then I like abuse others. It's just a cycle. And he's like, my house, my home was, dysfunctional, this and that. I was like, it's a circle, man. And I was like, okay, like I gotta find in my heart to forgive him and forgive myself. And I was like, man, like, and I try to see the good in people, And as I said, he's doing amazing for himself right now. He's doing like surgery, helping people out, saving lives. I'm like, like I'm proud of you, man, and just thank you for saying sorry. That's all I wanted is just for you to apologize.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way better to forgive and get that closure instead of having that bubble up and
100%.
keep coming out.
100%, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
So what does your schedule look like now? Like, what is the day in the life?
Well, it's just constant training and constant thinking about training, or thinking about what's coming and stuff. A lot of people don't realize how difficult it is mentally before physically to compete on such a high level, and to have such a crazy drive to win and to achieve something great. It's very, very, very draining, and that's why a lot of people don't do it, or when they do it, they don't do it for long, and because it's all I think about is, what am I going to train today? How many times I'm going to train today? What's the schedule looking like with training? Like, what kind of training am I going to do? What about my food, my supplements? And so it's the center of everything else. Like, I put this in the center, and everything else revolves around it. My school revolves around it. I'm doing psychology at MUN right now, taking 3 courses, full-time courses. So my work, teaching clients and teaching kids and stuff like that, is revolving around my training. I'm taking a cut from that, and I'm taking a cut from school to just focus on training. So but that's the price you have to pay if you want to do anything big in life, and if you want to really excel at what you do, you have to put it as a center of, and everything else revolves around it. I remember when I was competing in the beginning, that's what I had to do. I was like, okay, work, I won't take shifts, for example, that is around the training time. I won't do this around the training. So training time was the center, and everything else revolves around it. So it's just training, man, in the morning, afternoon yoga, evening training, like just training twice a day, 3 times a day, every single day, 6 days a week. Take a day off. Awesome. That's it. Yeah.
Me and my wife recently, we talked about, so we both are starting a new fitness goal. And we're like, people always talk about, working through the pain, but you really need to work through minimal rewards. Where like you can't see the finished product. It's not like you're gonna work out for a week and be jacked. You're not gonna
100%.
What keeps you focused on your goal?
Well, guys, I'm from Egypt. I'm like fucking, my home is 10,000 miles away or something, and I'm here by myself. I'm here with no family. I'm here with friends who I call family, and a lot of people who I call family, but all my family's back home, all my loved ones and stuff like that. My cousins, my aunt, my grandma, my grandpa, mom, dad, brothers, everybody's back home. So I'm like, okay, I'm so far away from home, and my time here, I gotta make it worth it. I gotta make the sacrifice of being away from my mom, being away from my dad, being away from my family. I gotta make it worth it. So honestly, this is my biggest motivation and inspiration in life, is my mom and my dad, but especially my mom. My mom is just like a hero, man. Is the reason I work hard, honestly. And people think I work hard, and I really do work hard. But you should see my mom, man. My mom is the real deal. Like the definition of hard work and ethics, and uh, she got her PhD when she had 3 kids, the 3 boys who are insane, like troublemakers, and she was working a full-time job, 3 kids, and finished her PhD. Now she runs one of the biggest charitable special needs orphanages in Egypt. So
That's amazing.
yeah, she's a hero, man. She's my absolute inspiration in life. So I use that as I was like, okay, I want to be like 1% like her. I want to be like try as much as I can to be like 1% like her. So I use the time away from my family. I use the sacrifice that I have here. Is like, okay, I'm not here to fuck around. I'm not here to, get loaded every weekend, and waste my time and waste my potential. I'm here because my family like believes in me, and they sacrificed so much for me to be here. So I gotta make it worth it. I gotta focus. And when I when you put yourself as not the center, like you're doing things and you're doing this big thing for others and for your family or for your province or for your country, like it's when you're tired and stuff, they're like, who cares about you, right? Like you have to do this for them. You have to make them proud and to represent and do this. So I use this as a motivation to stay focused. I use this to be able to stay the course. And it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of times I don't want to do it. A lot of times I'm like, oh, I want to give up fighting in order to do this anymore. I just want to like live a normal life and just like have a normal 9 to 5 or whatever, or just chill, or eat whatever I want whenever I want and whatever. But yeah, I was like, I know I have to sacrifice because they sacrificed me being away. I'm the youngest in my family, so for my mom to be away from me, that's hard on her. So I try to make it worth it.
That's
all,
awesome.
man.
I love that.
Thank you, man.
That's a great mindset.
Yeah, man.
What brought you to Canada? Specifically, what brought you to Newfoundland?
Okay, so I have a funny story. I didn't even know Newfoundland existed. I don't even know what the fuck was Newfoundland. And a friend of mine, I was in the British University in Egypt. I was in the BUE, British University in Egypt, studying political science and economics. And a friend of mine, I always wanted to travel. Always wanted to complete my studies outside. And I was looking at different countries, Europe, this, that, America. And I was like, okay, well, America is probably going to be hard and this and that. And Europe is expensive and this and that. I was like, Canada, everybody's like, they're like, apologize for everything, and they're super nice. And I was like, okay, I'll go to Canada. And then I was looking at universities and stuff, and one of my friends, like, I found this university. It's called Memorial University of Newfoundland. I was like, what's Newfoundland? He's like, I looked it up, and I'm really into nature. I like trees. And I was like, wow, it seems like a really nice, beautiful place. And I applied. And it was kind of affordable, to be able to come here back then for university. And I was like, okay, well, like, let's apply and let's see how it goes. And I applied. I got into one. And then I had to apply for the visa to come here. And my visa was refused, actually, multiple times. Like 2 times was refused, I think, or even 3 times, like refused. And I was really depressed. I was like, man, like I really want to come and stuff. And I was like, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen, So on my 3rd or 4th trial, to come here with the visa, like I got approved, and I was very, very happy, ecstatic, because I've always, as I said, always wanted to travel, always wanted to explore the world and see, like Hollywood and the West and stuff like that. We only just hear about it on TV and stuff. So yeah, I came here, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta prepare to come to Canada, so I'm gonna study French, because you gotta speak French and English here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna study French. So I went to study some French in the French institution in Egypt, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna know how to read and write, whatever. And then I came here, I was like, you don't even speak English here, right? Like, I was like, fuck. I was like, what do you advise? Like, so it was funny, actually. And I was like, okay, well, I don't really need French here. So I just stopped the French education. But yeah, that was why I came here. I came here for school eventually and initially, and yeah, I just took it from there.
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah, it's because you weren't a citizen. I guess you couldn't get healthcare.
so I've had a really, really tough go with immigration. Really, really tough, actually. Like, I was on the verge of having to leave the country and stuff like that. And when I came here in 2017, I studied for a couple of years. And then when COVID happened, I didn't really want to take money from my parents because things weren't the best. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to work. And at the same time, I'm competing. I'm representing Canada, I represent the province, sorry, and winning like nationals and stuff. I was like, okay, well, maybe that I could get my citizenship and my permanent residency and my papers through that. But unfortunately, because I was out of school for like, a little bit and I went back, when I went back, they told me, well, your study permit is expiring soon. You have to renew it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm back at school now, whatever. So I applied to renew it, and they refused. They said that you have to, your visa, like your renewal is refused because you were in school, then you left school, then you went back to school. So I tried to tell them, okay, well, COVID and this and that. And at that time, I wasn't just on the streets. I was competing and doing good things for the province and stuff like that. But immigration is very, very tough, and as it should be. Everybody should follow the rules. So I was no exception. But yeah, I came here. The reasoning was you came here for school, and you left school for a little bit. She shouldn't have done that, and that violated your permit. And as I said, I was hoping that my competitions and my this will like give me a little bit of like a leeway or like a way in and stuff like that. But they said, like, you're here for study permit, you're here to study, not to like compete or whatever. But so that was it. So I had to do this whole thing. I had to talk to like so many people and lawyers and this and that, and try to figure out how to mediate that and how to, figure out a solution out of it. And also, that's how like a lot of people know my story. I went to the CBC, tried to reach out to the immigration ministers and stuff like that. So it worked out eventually. It just took so long. It took like 3 years, 4 years. And during those 3 years, I didn't have medical insurance or anything like that. I wasn't allowed to, do much. I wasn't allowed to go back to school or anything like that. So
Jeez.
that was tough. Yeah, I was just here waiting on a decision, but it took so long.
Man, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah, a long time. Yeah. So but I was like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm not gonna just stop this. I'm not gonna stop training. I'm not gonna stop like competing because I don't have medical insurance or MCP or something like that. I was like, like so far I've been to like multiple competitions and knock on wood, there was no injuries or anything like that. So like I'm not just gonna wait because I don't have MCP till I compete. So in 2013, 2023, actually, I competed. I didn't have any MCP. I went to nationals, and I still, yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm not gonna let fear stop me from pursuing my dreams. I'm not gonna let this stop me. And I was like, man, if I get injured, whatever, yeah, like so be it. Like we'll figure out something. But this was all fixed, thank God. And because of the people here, the support was overwhelming. I see people on the street, man, they stop me. They're like, Hady, like, you got our support, man. Like, we want you here. We love you. And, like, you're going to get it, whatever. Reached out to the minister, the provincial minister, 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 of immigration. And same thing. He's like, I'll help you out. Like, we'll try to talk to the federal government and stuff like that. Same thing with the government of Newfoundland. Everything, like everybody was behind me. And honestly, man, when you come to a place and you're feeling the love and support of the people, like it's just you want to be good, you want to do good, you want to like do as much as you can for the place, right? So that's one of the reasons. Also, is like Newfoundland, the people who come here and love this place is they just like all the support and all the love you receive, like makes you a good person, right? If I was like, man, thank God I wasn't in a fucking southern state or something like back in the day or whatever, I wouldn't even get that support from people or from the government or something, right? So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for my journey, man, for the people here, for the government here. Honestly, like they really helped when it came to my immigration stuff. So that was that was. But I don't recommend, and I don't advise anybody to go through what I went through. You know, if you are here for something, you gotta finish that. You gotta work on the school and stuff. That's why I went back to school as well. Finish my degree, and my mom wanted me to finish my degree, man. And I was like, okay, mom. She's like, do whatever you want, man, but I want you just take few courses, slowly chip away at your degree, finish your degree, you know, and
She wants you to have a backup
yeah,
plan.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
Smart
like, okay,
woman.
okay, exactly, 100%, man. She got a PhD, so you know, all my family are very highly educated. Education is really important back home, so they were like, you know, just do whatever you want, just finish your degree, you know. So I went back and actually really love what I do, man. Like psychology, I really love it, and it's different when you do things in life because you love it and you want to do it. It's so different than you're doing it just to get your papers, or you're doing it because you have to do it because you are on a permit here or whatever. Like, you know, when you have the freedom to choose, it's, you know, it makes a big difference.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely reduces the stress.
100%, yeah.
How did you take me as a disciplined man? Do you get that from your family, or is it something that you've had to work on?
Combination of both, honestly. I grown up, as I said, my dad was in the military for a little while, I think, when I was growing up, for like the first 10, 12, 13 years of my life. So he was in and out of the house like for a couple weeks, whatever, doing like rotations with the military, whatever. So he's a very disciplined man. And my mom was always working, always working to build that empire that she have with the charity, with the, you know, special needs kids. And like she would come home 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, had to leave again 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning to do like another meeting or whatever. So like when I was growing up, it was always, you know, like around me, hard work and stuff like that. So I kind of try to look at that in some sense. But I would say also discipline comes with, like, you know, the desire to do something great. You know, if I want to do something great for this place or for myself and for my family, like I have to be disciplined. So it's kind of forced upon me, you know, and I don't really have a choice. I have to be disciplined, especially um, in a fight or in a martial arts scenario. The consequences are very severe. If you lose, you don't just like, oh well, I lost a soccer game or something. Like, you could get really hurt. You could get really, like, physically hurt. You could end up in the hospital or something. Like, God forbid, like extreme cases and stuff. But the consequences are, you don't play fighting, right? You
Yeah.
actually you actually fight. So I look at that. I was like, okay, well, I got to be prepared because otherwise, it's just, you know, it's not gonna end up well. So yeah, so that's.
Have you had any major injuries?
No, honestly, thank God. Like, few like injuries that would stay like linger for a month or two, and you're, you know, like your normal arthritis, I suppose, and the inflammations everywhere, like in pain most of the time. But overall, not too bad. Overall, thank God, nothing crazy that, you know, changed my life. I broke my nose, as you can see, multiple times before. And the last fight I had a couple weekends ago for the North Americans, I really hurt my ribs because God was just hammering my ribs with knees. So he got me good. But other than that, nothing major, thank God. And it's, you know, one of the biggest reasons a lot of people don't do the sport or quit the sport is, you know, the brain damage and the injuries and stuff like that. So I've been really fortunate that you know, nothing too major happened, and I want to keep it this way. Hopefully, I try to fight smart, and I try to put longevity as the goal. You know, like, you know, I'm only doing this for a few years or whatever, but then, like, I want to be able to enjoy my life with my kids eventually, and, you know, so I try to focus on longevity when I train, when I spar with people, when I, you know, so.
Do you supplement with anything to keep that longevity going, especially with like
Oh man, yeah.
CTE and
Yeah,
those fears?
yeah. Creatine is really good. Creatine is really good for your brain. especially like post-concussion and stuff like that. And I have the best supplement company in the world supporting me, man. Transparent Labs, John Williams, God love him. He does, I think, VGA with you
He
guys.
does jujitsu,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, I have so much supplements. I'm stocked. Yeah, God love him. I reached out to John. I know John for like 4 or 5 years now, and I was like, I'm going to the world, John, or whatever. And eventually, I'm going to the worlds eventually, and this and that. And he's like, man, like whatever you need, like I'll support you and stuff like that. Such a really nice guy, man.
That's
So
awesome.
I get all my supplements from there, and man, the quality of the things, the quality of Transparent Labs is just out of this world, man. Like,
Yeah, I had the
grass-fed beef,
sorry,
grass-fed protein and stuff like that. Like it's really nice.
It blows my mind that comes from here.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
the supplements are the I had the Jacked Factory, John Wick. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
and I'll take that in place of coffee sometimes.
yeah,
I'll just have
100%.
that.
No, man, it's awesome, man. And it also like inspires me, man. I was like, I told him, John, man, like you started from here. You're, a small place and stuff like that. And look at you now. It's like almost like international like success and very like like healthy and wealthy. And I was like, man, you inspire the people here, to do great things.
Absolutely.
But, man, you inspire me. Like get my name out there and become international like you. So it's he's a good dude, man, and he's really humble too about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's a nice guy.
yeah, he's a really nice guy. Yeah.
So what is the mindset? Like, do you get anxiety before a fight? The night before a fight, as you walk into the ring?
Yeah, man. Honestly, like I could say, oh wow, I'm just gonna go in and fucking like all this, and I could just, but it's no matter how many competitions I go to, it's kind of the same. Trouble to fall asleep. It's an anxiety before the competition, whatever before the fight. An anxiety like to make everything make everything good, your food and your weight and everything. And then you have like oh, what if this, what if that. But I try as much as I can to breathe and focus on my breath, which yoga helped me a lot with. Like I do a lot of yoga almost every day. Shout out Modi Yoga, and yeah, God love him. So I try to focus on my breath, and I try to tell myself, okay, well, you're not in the fight right now. Like, just calm down, breathe, focus on your breath, be present. So I try to bring myself back to the now and use that as to calm myself from the anxiety. But it's always been like this. But I don't have anxiety in the ring. When I go to the ring, this is what like up to the ring. And then, but once you go in the ring, everything disappears. Just a lie. Something clicks, man. Especially after the first couple exchanges, and you get really hit, and he gets really hit hard, and I'm like, okay, let's go. Like it just. Some people are opposite. Some people get an anxiety in the ring, but through all this process, they're like, But I'm the opposite, and but I tell you, man, once that bell ring, I am coming for your head. I'm not backing up. I'm a very, very aggressive fighter. Like, it actually surprises people because in real life, I'm just like so chill, so kind, and like, I love cats. I run away, play with cats, and all this stuff. But like, in the ring, I'm really, really aggressive and really strong and fearless and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just have it in me, man. Like some people have it, some people don't. And when shit gets hard is when I push, even my fighting style, like I usually start slow and then I build up. So the harder it gets, and the more I push. Same thing in life. Same thing in running. Same thing in lifting. Is like towards the end is when I push myself harder. Towards if I'm running and if there's a hill and everybody's slowing down on the hill, this is when I push myself to beat everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So same thing in fighting. Same thing in my fight. Actually, the last fight I lost the first round, and then I came back. I took the second and third round. So it's just my mentality. You just push when shit gets hard.
Yeah, that's. Do you think that's what separates a good and a great fighter?
100%. Yeah. Your perspective, your mentality, and what do you do when you get tired? What do you do when you're winded out? Like how hard you push, and like And I remember in the fights, especially last round, last 30 seconds, whatever. I'm like, man, there's 30 seconds left, and then you're not gonna be fighting anymore. Like, you have to put everything out. Just push yourself to the limits. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I tell myself. I'm like, okay, like there's 2 minutes left, or there's a minute left, or when they scream out 20 seconds left, I'm like, okay, this is like, I have to put everything out now. And the biggest and the worst feeling in the world, man, is leaving the ring or leaving the fight, knowing that you could have had done more and you didn't, or you could have, like, you know, put on a better show or displayed your skill better, you know, but you didn't, you know. Like, it's worse than losing, honestly, sometimes. And losing because of it, because, oh, I should have done this, or I should have put more. It's the worst feeling in the world. So I don't want to feel that feeling, man. I felt it before, and I was like, fuck this. I ain't like, I want to leave everything in there. And even if the decision is not for me, it's okay. I know when I leave that ring, I did everything I could have done, right? So
That's awesome. So I guess your fighting strategy is pressure.
yeah,
Pressure the whole time.
yeah, as much as I can. Yeah, being smart too. Like, you know, the more experience I have, the smarter kind of I get to how to pressure, and not just, like, you know, flurry and just, like, you know, okay, I'm coming for your head, and just, like, you know, you got to be really smart too, and you got to control that rage and emotion in the ring too. So, you know, the more fights I have, the more better I get when it comes to that too. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. What has been the toughest fight you've been in?
Honestly, I would say, like, the one I had, like, a couple weeks ago, it was really tough. The guy we met in the finals, he was on Team Canada, Daniel Milo, and he is a tough, really, really tough fighter, really good fighter. And in the beginning, you know, we are both on Team Canada. He's not going to this competition right now, so he's not on Team Canada this year, but he was on Team Canada last year. We traveled together, we hung out together, we ate together, so it was really hard to fight each other. But I was like, man, like, we gotta fight. You know, we're in the finals, and, like, you know, we gotta put on a good show and stuff like that. And no, he came out. He surprised me. He's a really, really tough fighter, man. He fought at the Worlds before. He fought at the Pan American Games before. So yeah, he gave me a really tough fight, and you know, I've, you know, stopped a lot of people in the fights, but I really couldn't stop him. No matter how hard I hit him, man. No matter how hard I hit him, no matter what I do, like, he was very solid. He was a strong guy. So shout out Daniel Milo. Yeah.
What does that do to your mindset when you're in there and, you know, the tide's turning on you and it feels like, you know, you might get taken? Do you just power through?
Like, you know, when you're like, yeah, you're losing or something like that in the fight. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened last. Like, this fight, man. My coach came in, and he was like, I was like, am I winning, coach? The first round. He's like, no, Hady, you're losing. I looked at him. I was like, fuck this. I didn't come here to lose, man. I looked at him. I was like, I'm gonna fucking win, coach. He's like, I know. He's like, you always push in the end. You always, like, but you gotta push now, right? Like, you don't wait till the end. Like, you gotta go harder now. You gotta be more focused. You gotta throw more this, more that, so you can land more. Like, my strikes weren't scoring as much. They score more of leg kicks and stuff like that. It's like, you gotta throw more leg kicks. You gotta do this. So I looked at him. I was like, I'm gonna make you proud, man. I'm gonna make you proud, coach. He's like, I know. Like, you gotta go get it. And so, like, yeah, I was like, it's my mentality. I was like, man, I didn't come here to fucking lose, man. I trained so hard for months and months and months and in to come here to lose. I'm like, fuck this, man. I'm not gonna lose, you know. So this is what I just used to push myself. I was like, man, I gotta make my coach proud. I gotta make my, you know, I was like, this means the world to me. It's me, like, the belt means more to me than anything else. This is what I like in the moment. Is like, okay, this is what I want the most in life right now, like a life or death situation, you know what I'm saying? So when you want it as bad as this, nobody can take it from you, man.
And you have great clarity when it comes to that stuff. I recently watched a tournament, and a bunch of guys from my gym were there, or the gym I train at, and they're killers in the gym, but I could see that they were in their own heads when they were competing, and things they would never do, they were doing, and they were, a couple of them lost because of it, in my opinion. So to have that clarity, to be like, okay, I'm here. I'm here to win and to push through.
Yes, I mean, I'm not here. I'm not here for an experience. Like a lot of people are like, yeah, man, I can't wait to have that experience. I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be a great experience. Or yeah, I'm just here for the experience. I'm like, you are going to a fight, man. This is not an experience. This is not something pleasant. Like you could get really seriously hurt. You could get knocked the fuck out. You could like end up in the hospital. Like this is not an experience that oh like let's go for the experience. Like you're either here to dominate and win and put on a gold medal performance, or you're gonna lose. And it's not gonna be pleasant. It's not gonna be like, as I said, it's not soccer, it's not basketball. It's not like, okay, well I lost, whatever. I'm gonna go home now and jerk off. Like no, like you could get seriously hurt, right?
Yeah.
The consequences are severe.
Your opponent's
So-
trying to knock you out.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
not playing. You're not. This is not play fighting. This is actual real stuff, right? So the consequences are severe. So I would say like you're here either to win and dominate, or you don't. So and also it comes with experience as well. The more you do this, the more you get comfortable with it. The more you're like, okay, you're comfortable inside the ring. So
Do you think you're going to transition to MMA?
yeah, maybe. Honestly, man, for me, I low-key hate fighting, kind of. I enjoy it and I love it and stuff, but like I want to like focus more on coaching, and I don't want to keep doing this forever. Like I want to focus more, a little bit more on academia. I want to focus more on like having a business, having like a gym, teaching people. I love coaching so much, almost as much as fighting, or even not even more, right? So I feel like if I just ventured into the MMA journey, I'll have to spend years and years, building my name there and stuff like that. And but that's not my end goal. My end goal is just to be a really good coach, is to help a lot of people and inspire a lot of people, and mostly youth. I want to work with youth. I work with a lot of kids, and kids who are like, their moms text me like, okay, my kid is bullied at school, or he doesn't have as much confidence or whatever, and then they train with me, and they're like, oh my god, like I feel so much better now, like I feel like I'm confident, like, oh, I lost a lot of weight, or I'm getting stronger. I was like, this is the best feeling in the world, when I receive messages like this from moms or from the kids, or from someone's like, like I'm feeling better now because of our training. Or I used to teach the surgeon, and he was like, man, like I was in the surgery and all I could think about is our training today, or like, our training this week is the most I look forward to in the week. I was like, man, this is best feeling in the world, right?
That's awesome.
And this is what I want to feel. This is the real lasting impact I want to have. Fighting is cool, everything, but this is really what I want to do in life, man. I want to teach.
That's
a lot.
awesome.
I want to teach a lot. I want to coach. I want to give back, and I feel like I am really good at this. I'm really good with people, and I'm really good at coaching and training people and stuff like that. So this is my end goal. So
It seems like you're built for it.
Mhm.
I mean, you got the background, and now you're a champion.
Yeah.
And giving back seems like the
100%.
logical next
100%,
step, which is
100%,
awesome.
100%. So for me, this is my end goal. It's not to be this or to go there or to like venture into MMA or this. My end goal is just I want to use this as a way to, coach a lot of people, coach a lot of kids, and this is my biggest goal.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Last question.
Yeah.
I ask everybody who comes on, if you could give advice to a guy going through a rough time, what would it be?
Ooh. Well, I went through a lot of tough times in my life, and I would just say, man, the weakness weakness sucks. Choose to be strong, and I say the word choose because it's a choice you can make. The only thing we can really control in our life is our actions, and what do we do? What we put on our body? Like food wise, but also content wise. Like what do you listen to? What you look at? What you see? Your perspective. So I would say work as much as you can on changing your perspective on life. Work as much as you can of, like put yourself as second, like do things for a bigger greater cause. When I say, for example, for me, like I connect myself with God, I connect myself with the infinite. So I don't feel as small anymore because I'm connected to something really huge. I'm connected to something big. So, have faith, choose to be strong, and otherwise life will walk over you, man. Life doesn't respect the weak. Doesn't You'll get walked over, and you deserve this. You deserve love, no matter who you are. You deserve love, and you deserve kindness and forgiveness. And if you do this to others, you should do it to yourself first. You should love yourself, be kind to yourself, forgive yourself for your mistakes, we all make mistakes, and we all like have rough patches in life. We all stray off the path, but just come back on the path that you want to in life. Choose to be strong, choose to be happy, and keep chasing your goals and your dreams, man.
That's awesome advice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
very
on, man.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.